Hi everyone, we're back coming to you live from ICSC Recon 2019 to bring you what's next in retail. I'm Alana Leffler, Head of Marketing for America's Retail Services at Cushman & Wakefield, and with us this afternoon is Phil Collicchio, Specialty Food and Beverage, Entertainment and Hospitality Consultant for Cushman & Wakefield and part of Collicchio Consulting. How are you, Phil?
Hey Alana, terrific. It's been a hectic conference.
It sure has, and we are nearly at the home stretch.
I don't believe you. I think I still have 2 more meetings to go.
Oh boy.
It's been pretty busy though. Our food and beverage world, I think, has really never been more popular, maybe never been more important in the retail industry than it is right now.
Absolutely. And so you were on a panel this morning talking about the food hall movement. How did it go?
I thought it went great. We had the 2 chief executives of maybe the 2 most prominent food hall operators in the country, from Urban Space and St. Roch. The panel was moderated by our friend Naveen Jaggi, and we really got to talk about the future of food halls and what we've seen in terms of success, what items we've seen that are common to failure or struggles, and really got to focus on some really nitty-gritty operational techniques and philosophies. And then of course we got to make our best guess on where it's all going in the future. It's a lot of fun, full house.
I was just going to say, you had pretty much standing room only at that point.
Yeah, I don't think they're as interested in who the panelists are as they are in the movement itself.
I'm not sure about that, but
no. Look, we've been fortunate to be on the front end of these things, to have become thought leaders in how it's evolving. Again, we like to say that it's gone well beyond fad. It's gone well beyond a trend. It is now a full-fledged movement that already shows true signs of creating halo effects for other parts of the real estate that surround it.
Right. And so how do food halls bring value to these retail destinations and mixed-use projects?
What we're seeing is the need, and it's no longer an option, it's a need to amenitize every type of real estate category in the market right now. Retail, oddly enough, was maybe first to realize that as a result of the Amazon effect, but we're seeing it across the board. We're seeing it in office development. We're seeing it in office campus development, not just in the cities. We're seeing student housing needing to require it. Universities are following the trend. We're seeing it even in residential development. So it's not just slapping together 2 or 3 food concepts and hoping it works. There's a great deal of design planning, a great deal of operational organization that goes into these things. It's an awful lot of fun, but it's an awful lot of work. It's one of those don't try this at home kids moments,
So you just talked about design, planning, and operational development. What other elements are important to make a food hall successful?
We think that the most important element outside of design and operation is a true respect for the terroir in which your project is based. So for instance, we don't believe that if we're going to do a project in Omaha, Nebraska, which we are, read it in our 3.0, we don't believe that the right thing to do is to go to Omaha with a half a dozen vendors from New York City. We like to make sure that the local community, the local region is highlighted and really celebrated. And if we bring 1 or 2 things from outside of the city where the project is located, that's great. But in order for these things to be successful, there really needs to be vendors in there who have constituencies, local constituencies, to kickstart it. The other thing that we talked a lot about today, and that is super important, is the programming of these spaces. For a minute, just think of the food hall as a community center.
Sure.
And a community center only works if there's community and there's activity that is planned and programmed for it. We think food halls have to, in order to work effectively, have to incorporate thoughtful programming. And that is what sets things apart locally. So,
That's great. Well, we've got our food hall 3.0.
Thank you, Garrett Brown. Thank you, Trip Schneck,
Yes.
for putting all of the thought and effort into this. I think it's our best product yet. And all of you inside of Cushman who are interested in this topic, I guarantee you that a read will educate you significantly, not just for cocktail conversation, but you'll be able to talk about this to your clients and prospective clients going forward. We're really proud of it.
We are really proud of it. It's a great read, and it's not just for developers or landlords.
Nope.
I mean, it's for architects, it's for operational, it's for restaurateurs. It really is a very widespread audience, and I'm getting a lot out of it just from the marketing side too.
I will say that we made a committed effort this year to make sure that the culinary community would be able to read and appreciate this report, because we think it's so important for the restaurant community to begin to think very hard about participating in the food hall movement in different ways. So I think our previous reports were really geared toward our particular profession, but this one is much broader in scope, and I think it's frankly it's quite a fun read.
There's something for everybody, and you can download the report by going to cushwakeretail.com. Well, thanks so much for being with us, Phil.
My pleasure. And we talk a lot about beer in here, and I think I'm going to go try a few out. Thanks.
Well, the whole craft brew movement also is in here too. So thanks for tuning in. Check back. We've got one or two more interviews before the day's out. And I'm Alana Leffler.